Okay guys, it's Jacob Cook. I'm back again to talk about MEPS. This is my second video on MEPS. So if you haven't seen the first one, um, go check that out. Go on my page, or maybe I can link to it in the comments if I decide I'm not going to be lazy for, a change or something like that. But anyway, where I left off was with everybody lining up to check in, and what they had us do is they had us present our social security card, our ID, I think our diploma, and some papers that the recruiter gave you, and they put that all in a file. And then they have you they scan your fingerprints, and actually the MEP station I was at, they were having some serious computer issues, so none of their fingerprint scanners were working, and I was hearing them gripe about that all day long. And anyway, after that whole check-in process, I know the MEPS that I was at, it was kind of like a long L-shaped building, and so they filed us down the hallway and had us line up in front of the door where they have like the medical portion of MEPS, where you'll be spending pretty much your whole day. And so then they check you in the medical office there, and they hand you your medical file right off the bat, and they'll usher you into this side room there where they're going to be doing all sorts of like briefing and giving you information. They'll be reading through contracts and having you sign stuff, and they'll be having you like read through your paperwork while you wait for everybody, and all that fun hurry up and wait kind of stuff. Anyway, sorry guys, I gotta look at my notes here to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, so anyway, when you're in this room, I thought it was so bizarre because they'll give you your briefing and stuff, and then the person who is just talking to all of you will walk out of the room, and they'll just leave you sitting in there for 10 minutes, and I don't know if there's a reason for that, or what was going on, but then they'll have another person walk in, they'll talk to you for 5 minutes, and leave you in there for 10 minutes, and then another person will come in and talk for 5 minutes and leave for 10 minutes. And it's just kind of rinse and repeat over and over again. And like I said in the last video, don't drink a ton of water because this wait will kill you. Because like, at least for me and for a few other guys in the room, we're like all sitting there doing the pee dance, trying not to piss ourselves in front of everybody. And finally, after they put you through enough paperwork and briefing and things like that, then they'll have someone come in with a breathalyzer, and they'll make sure you aren't drunk. So don't be partying the night before, obviously. Don't make stupid decisions like that. And so you do your breathalyzer, and they'll take you out, and at least for me, I did my piss test right away. And actually a funny story with that is that when I went in to do my piss test, I was doing the whole pee dance and stuff, and this lady who did the breathalyzer, she was actually an airman, and I was like, is there like a good opportunity to use the bathroom? And she's like, can you hold it? I was like, all right, sure. So she told me it'd be like 5 minutes. Well, 15 minutes later, I'm sitting there like desperately trying not to pee myself. And I raised my hand again. I'm like, and she's like, is it that bad? And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty bad. So she's like, okay. And she runs through like the last bit of briefing stuff as fast as she can. She gets me on my little breathalyzer tube. And so I like, I don't remember if I put it in my mouth or plug it into the machine first and then blow into it. And then I got rushed out of the room, and she's like, okay, this guy really needs to pee, to the guy who does the urinalysis test, the pee test. And so they rushed me into the room, or the bathroom, and before this guy could even get through his briefing, I'm like unzipping my pants, trying to, just get this done and over with and get a little bit of relief. Anyway, back to my rundown of MEPS. They also have, they'll draw your blood, so that's something you can expect, which one guy actually almost passed out, and so they had to elevate his feet and stuff. If you're one of those people who, might pass out if you see blood or if you get blood drawn, I definitely won't be looking at the needle. in the little vial. You know, me and my morbid curiosity, I was like, ooh, check that out. But yeah, some people just, they can't really do that, so just be careful about that. They'll also take your blood pressure. We had this guy who's a Marine, just like a complete jokester, moving around and taking everybody's blood pressure. And as you do this stuff, they'll be checking off things on the front of your medical folder to make sure that you've been through every station at MEPS. And they do things in different order for different people too. And then I don't remember if this was what happened for me next, but they also have your hearing test. What they do is they walk you into a certain room and they lock you in this little box with like 6 other guys who are there, and they'll have you put on headphones and they'll give you a little button to click. And they didn't explain it very well, but you hear a series of, if I remember right, it was like 3 beeps in a row or something like that, and you're supposed to click the button when you hear a beep. Well, I didn't know if I was supposed to click it like after I heard the beeps, or if I was supposed to click it like with every set of 3 beeps, if I was supposed to be like beep, 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 or anything like that. But I did well on that test, and really what I did is once I heard the 3 beeps, I just clicked the button. So I wouldn't sweat that too much. They might not explain it very well, but yeah, just click when you, like, right away after you hear the beeps. And then they also have your vision test. That's a big one. If you have glasses, they'll test your vision with your glasses on and then with your glasses off. Definitely have your glasses or contacts prescription updated. I didn't, and so I wasn't able to qualify for a lot of the jobs that day, and I had to fill out paperwork with my eye doctor to be sent in for kind of a waiver to qualify me for more jobs. So yeah, I have updated prescriptions there. And then they'll have you take your glasses off, your contacts out, and they'll test your vision without, and then they'll have you put them back in, if I remember right, and then that's when they do your depth perception test, and that test is a doozy. It's not fun. It's really tricky. They give you a row of, I think it was like 5 dots, and each subsequent row gets harder and harder and harder to tell which dot is closer to you. And they make you tell them, like, okay, dot like A1 is the closest to me, or whatever. And, you know, as it goes, like I said, it gets harder, and that type of stuff too, that can disqualify you from jobs if your depth perception is off, which I feel like that test, it's almost not a good test, because the last few rows of these little dots get really, really hard, and I have pretty much normal depth perception. But yeah, there's that. Let's see. Okay, and then the next thing I have written down too is they do your physical there. They have you strip down into your birthday suit, you know, and they'll do the usual stuff. Check your eyes, check your mouth, check your ears, make sure your ears are clean. Don't go to Walgreens and buy an ear cleaning kit. I did that. I screwed up my ear, and well, I didn't screw up my ear, but like I got a bunch of crap jammed in my ear because I did that cleaning kit, and so I had to go to MEPS a second time after that because he couldn't see my eardrum. So yeah, don't do that kind of stuff. I mean, if you're really concerned, go to a doctor and have them flush your ears out, but I wouldn't sweat it too much. They have you, you know, if you're a guy, they'll, like, you know, touch your balls and all that fun stuff and have you cough and look to the side. Girls, I'm not going to pretend to know what they do for you. Best of luck, but it's not that bad. They have you bend over, you know, it's like 2 seconds at most. It's not a big deal. They don't stick your finger up your butthole or anything bad like that. Yeah. And actually, I guess I'm going to have to make a third video here because this video is getting pretty long. And I'll go through the Underwear Olympics. That's one of the biggest parts of MEPS that you guys should know about going in. And also, like, once you go through the whole process, filling out jobs and stuff. Anyway, leave comments, questions, things like that below. I'll do my best to get back to you.